So in today's video, I just want to take a look at how I made my doggy walk. The first thing I did was open my illustration in Photoshop and chop it up in different parts. You can kind of see it here, but I'm going to go into it a little bit further in the next step, and that's After Effects. The illustration of my doggy in After Effects, and I made a walk. The way I did it was by starting with the legs. So as you can see, I marked the different legs here. At first, just by rotating, I moved the top of the leg and I made sure it went through the 5 basic positions. The first pass position, the second extreme, the second pass position. In this case, I just left the keyframe blank because After Effects filled it in pretty nicely. And the last extreme, which is the same as the first extreme. What I did after was I moved the bottom part of the leg, the same keyframes, and then the foot, same thing. I made sure to have on the second frame, to have the foot entirely flat so you really feel the impact of the walk cycle. I think that's one of the most important parts of a walk cycle, that it feels like it's flat and dragging. I made sure to have a ruler present so the foot stays in contact with the floor for most of the walk cycle. I did that for one leg. Let me remove this leg for a second. Looks pretty good. It helps. Let me turn the motion blur off for a second. That looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Because there's some photo elements in it, I think we can use some motion blur, which helps sell it a little bit more. Then I duplicated the layers of the leg, give it a different label group of the top leg to where I liked it. Took all of this and moved it over, extended the frame length, the length of the frames there, and look. Doesn't that look great? I can mess around a little bit with the position, this might look better. Ooh. The tummy follows the same exact pattern, except I only have to do it for the first 12 frames and not for the entire second, because the way you move between the pass positions and the extreme positions is the same for the first half and the second half of the walk cycle, right? So I made sure again that it went a little bit more extreme on where it touches, and then it moves up a little. I have my clothes in a different layer so I can copy the same movement but make it a little bit more extreme so it has a little bit of extra bounce, so it has a little bit extra dimension. For the head, I went a subtle movement. So it bounces a little bit on the half of the second. Like I could maybe go a little bit extremer, but it breaks. So if you look carefully, you can see that the ears are moving a little bit. I separated the ears and have them bounce a little bit with it. Just again, to add the extra dimension. It's a subtle movement that you don't even notice immediately, but it just adds a little bit to it. It's a little bit of details, a little bit of bounces that you add to your animation that can really help sell it. The arms, I didn't do much, just rotated them. Same with the tail. It just bounces a little bit with the tummy. And that's how I made my doggy walk.